Hello and welcome to episode number 4 of Between Two Light Stands with Michael and...
Hello, I'm Vinny.
And we're so glad you're here. We're going to get to today's topic in just a minute, but before I do that, I'd like to remind you, if you'd like to keep up with news and events happening at kenmorecamera, please join us on our social media channels. We'll have some links to those down below in the description, so follow along. Also, you can join our email list, which has lots of information coming out pretty regularly as well. So we're going to move into our topic of the week, managed here by our NASA Control Center. So we're going to move into that topic, which is internet trendy cameras, social media trendy cameras, which has been a thing for about the past 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I would say it's...
And it all started with the X100V, Fujifilm X100V.
Yeah.
So you got to experience that in the store. I wasn't here yet, so tell us about that.
Yeah, so I think this is probably the first camera that I can think of that really had a resurgence from kind of, social media. I think, the camera was out for a good 4 years, 4 years before this unique thing happened where I don't know where it started or who kind of started pushing the good traits with the Fuji X100V. But, it was a camera before 2023 or before it kind of hit the social scene and really exploded. I mean, I remember we would have, always some quantity of those cameras in stock and never an issue of selling out, never an issue of getting those cameras. And then, just like a kind of a snowball effect, it started rolling where we got a call, someone asked if we had it and heard it was a good camera. And then lo and behold, there's, a 6-month wait list for, a 3 to 4 year old camera, to the point that Fuji was already in the game plan of coming out with the Mark VI, which is the current camera now. And that's kind of taken over the throne, just like the 5, extremely popular, where the wait lists are long. And the crazy thing is, we do get those cameras in. I mean, we can see a pretty good supply of them come through our shop, but the demand of our pre-orders and our deposits that grow so fast that it becomes that whole waiting list thing. But I think that's the first one that I can think of.
Well, I remember I started here in September of 2023, and I didn't see one on the shelf until a year later.
Okay, yeah.
There was, we have one. They were always in, and then they were gone from a pre-order.
Yeah.
We didn't have any. It's just wild. And I didn't actually get to touch one until the X106 came out.
Oh, okay.
And Fujifilm sent us one early to do some promotion with, and I'm like, I kind of see what the fuss is about. This is pretty fun.
Yeah.
So there's these cameras. It's fascinating, the psychology of why they're popular. They're cool cameras, but it's just wild.
Yeah.
It's not logical in a lot of ways how popular they are.
Yeah, I've never experienced. I've had dealt with popular cameras and lenses where the manufacturer's done a good job at promoting it, selling it, advertising, all of that stuff, getting into the hands of shooters. But I think the X106 was the first one that really exploded, just kind of word of mouth through the social channels.
Yeah, more so than anything we did or any camera store did. It was organic in the sense of it wasn't by the camera companies or us, the dealers. So there's some other cameras in this whole internet trendy thing. The next one is the Ricoh GR3 that came out in 2018. And that's kind of, it's not as, we have those in stock right now.
Yeah, they still can go through runs where they're extremely popular.
Yeah, we'll get a wave of it, and then it'll calm down again. I know they've announced the version 4 of this, which is supposed to come out sometime, I think, later this year.
Yeah,
sometime this fall, which is next month.
Yeah, and this camera was unique because this exploded or got a good kind of buzz going because no one could get their hands on the X100V.
Yeah, so that was the next fallback.
So it became kind of like an alternate, and then people were enjoying what it can do, enjoyed the price point was better.
Yep.
And a few staff members have that one and really like the
It's so
Ricoh
small.
GR.
It's so small. It's just wild. And then we move into a fascinating, at least to me, just so fascinating. These Canon power shots from 2016, the Mark II, the G7X Mark II, and the G7X Mark III from 2019. So we've got 6 and 9-year-old cameras
Yeah,
that we still can't get enough of.
correct. Yep.
And again, that's a social media thing.
Yep. We can order 1,000 of them from Canon, and if Canon shipped us 1,000, we'd have a big smile
Yeah.
every time if we could.
Oh my goodness. But we do get a few. And
Yeah, they do come through, and I think the 3 has a little bit more of the popularity behind it, longer wait time before
Yep.
it. But yeah, they come through. But like the Fuji, they come through. We fill the orders, and then I think kind of a little bit of a word gets out that
Yep.
we might have them, and then
then we got all of a sudden we got a couple dozen
Yeah.
on the wait list. So.
Yep, and then
Yeah, it's just wild.
it is. Yeah,
I get 3 to 5 direct messages on Instagram a week. Do you have it in stock? And
yeah, I can see
it's
that.
This is computer. This is phone. Yeah.
I would say we get more on the floor, more calls for the G7X3 than we do just about any other
Yeah,
camera.
and that's happened in the past year,
Yeah.
or even within the 6 to 8 months.
Yeah. It hasn't had.
just
within the year.
and even the little PowerShot 740.
Yep.
That's super popular from 2018, 7 years
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't get it,
and
but it's cool.
anything that's a point shoot.
Yeah, and this little guy,
Uh-huh.
the ELPH 360, we have some of these in stock right now.
Yeah. Yeah, we order tons of those.
Yeah, so it's kind of wild. I'm not 100% sure why, but the cool thing is it's bringing people into the camera store. They're asking questions. They want to make photos. At least a lot of people, they want to do photos without the distraction of the phone screen. So they want to have a different photo making experience, and
Yeah.
or it's a neat accessory too
Yeah.
for some folks, which is
Yeah,
cool.
I think it's great. I think it introduces a new kind of customer for us that maybe didn't even know a camera store existed, and it gives them the opportunity to kind of see what photography is all about, and allows them to have the bug and
Yeah.
and
And a tiny little
get
camera.
photos. Yeah.
And most of them, here's another thing, these cameras aren't for me, or probably for you even, but because I don't care about a flash, but everybody wants the little built-in flash.
Oh yeah, that's it's got that unique kind of bare bulb, right
Yep.
in your face.
Paparazzi vibe.
Yeah. So
I call it driver's license photo light.
definitely, yeah. So it's a unique style, and
Yeah.
it gives those cameras can give you that look that people are looking for.
And it reminds me that just because a camera isn't for me, or anything for that matter, isn't made for me, doesn't mean it doesn't have value to someone else, and I can get excited when they're excited.
Yeah,
I don't
absolutely.
have to, it's not judging, I hope.
Yeah.
That's how I try and approach it.
Well, yeah, and it's just it's overall just cool to see people enjoy
Yeah.
taking photos and
Yeah,
being able
for
to
sure.
capture memories and kind of have an outlet for creativity and stuff. So, if a G7X gives you that, then
Yeah.
that's the right
And
camera.
it's so
for you.
tiny. They are so small. I mean,
Yeah.
you could fit it in this pocket. So, yeah. So that's some thoughts on internet trendy cameras. It's fascinating process, I think, to see that it doesn't have to be the latest and greatest technology to be popular, and it's a psychological thing. It's a community thing, even a lot more so than the technology and marketing thing.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad for that.
Yeah. It just kind of shows that people are gonna get something that they want instead of maybe
Ooh,
what they're
it says
told to
this on the spec sheet. That's
Yeah.
why I need it. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
No, I just want it because it looks fun.
get. Yeah,
Looks cool.
exactly. That's what it's
So,
all about.
Yeah. So, some thoughts. Let us know what you think. Comments
Yeah.
below, please, and thank
Tell
you.
us about your internet camera or social media camera that you found out
Yeah.
through the
or why you
social
chose
media.
your camera that you're using.
Yeah. There we go.
Who knows? I don't know because you haven't told us yet. All right, we're going to move on to the next topic, which is question and answer. So here's the question I'm going to answer. It happens quite a bit in the store. Is when people get a new camera, they want to know what do I do? Because it can be intimidating. Cameras are computers. So here's a process I use, and it's not just a one tip and then you're done. It's a process. So here's how I approach it. So when you get your new camera, my suggestion is to spend a minute or 10 and get familiar with all the physical controls. So all the knobs, all the buttons, all the dials, and every camera is different on how many they have. This one has a lot. Some cameras have very few, and it's mostly menu driven. Speaking of menus, that's the second thing. Get familiar with the camera menus, which is the computer part of the camera. At least be aware of the language that they use, because it's a little different in each camera. Understand the structure and organization, and then that's a good start for that. And then my suggestion is, once you've done that, spend 10, 15, 20 minutes, then put your camera, if you don't know what all the buttons, knobs, and dials do, put it in the P mode, so on the mode dial, put it in the P. I used to tell students that stood for photographer.
Okay. Yeah.
It stands for program, but you can say it stands for photographer mode. And that gets you in an automatic mode where the camera is going to take care of the exposure settings, and you can do what the creative part of finding the composition by looking through the viewfinder or the back screen. So get out with the camera once you've learned it just a little bit. And that'll give you more questions for the process of, okay, then you critique your photos, review them, and try to understand why you like some, why some aren't quite what you wanted, and then figure out whether that's a camera thing, is it a setting thing, or is it a photographer thing, a composition thing, where you gotta, okay, if I put the camera here instead of there, I would have enjoyed the photo more. And then repeat that process and figure out, what can I learn by just doing things, and what do I need to learn maybe through other resources. There's lots of online resources now that didn't exist in 1979 when I got my first camera and misloaded my first 2 rolls of film. And YouTube's a great resource. Yeah, find some voices of photographers that you enjoy, and then you can learn lots about the things you want to learn. Be specific in your search. So if you want to learn about, like, say, this Fujifilm camera, Fujifilm autofocus settings, Fujifilm birds in flight settings, stuff like that. And that'll help you get to the place where you can find the answers really quickly. Now, some people don't like learning that way. Some people like to learn by dialogue, conversation, and we can help with that. So we do, a lot of the folks here, and myself included, we do one-on-one trainings. So if you would like to have a specific question answered about your camera or about the photography experience, we can do that. We can schedule that. It's about an hour. Costs $100 for that hour-ish. We usually go a little longer. And then you can have a totally custom, this is what I want to learn, understand better about my camera, and then you will be ready for the next part of the process to continue the cycle. So that's my tip, my answer to actually that's a question. Where do I start with my camera? Get out there with it once you've got it figured out a little bit, and keep learning, making photos and understanding what you understand and what you don't understand. So that's my question. Take it away, Vinny. What's your question?
So my question was over the phone this week from a customer, and it was pretty straightforward. Like, they just really didn't know what HDR is. So my answer is basically HDR is short for high dynamic range, and it's really referring to how much information you might have or you need to have in the image in covering the shadows and the highlights. So you could use HDR as a term to get the most out of the image with just kind of information. So you could do that by using multiple images. You can also kind of use the term high dynamic range when you're talking about information and shadows and highlights that the camera and the sensor can resolve. Also, how well it can potentially do with over or underexposing your image and keeping good detail. But yeah, so my question was, what is HDR? And HDR is high dynamic range, and that's really just my understanding is just a nice reference of information in the information in the highlights and shadows.
Okay, sorry. I messed up Vinny's ending, sorry.
No, that's fine.
I'm terrible.
That's it.
I shouldn't have a fidget toy in my hand when
No,
I'm ready for my next segment and I blow it.
I took it as a good cue,
Okay.
let's move on. Let's get it.
We all need
Enough.
that little, okay, you're done moment.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's our questions. We invite your questions. Please, if you have a question about things related to photography, send it to us. You can send it on direct message on Instagram. You can send it by a comment down below, or come into the store and ask us, and we'll use it here. So thank you very much. All right, moving on to the last segment of today, which is tips. And you're gonna start that off.
Sure, yeah. Tips. So my tip of the week is, a lot of times I have customers coming in and there's an excitement to them getting into photography. This is more or less for someone maybe in more the starting off point there. But they've got their camera, they have potentially just their kit lens, a lens that might have a nice range or a basic range, but they're looking to get potentially better images or what to do off that. And so my simple tip is you kind of really just take what you have already. So if you have, and this refers to mostly if you have like a zoom lens, but if you have a kit lens, and let's use 18 to 55, for example, and you're really just trying to figure out what to do next, take a moment and really just look at the photos you've taken already and see where you're sitting or what you're using the most in that zoom range of your lens. So for example, let's say you took 100 photos and 70 of them are taken at the 55 spot. That's a good indication, a couple things. Either your next lens could be a better telephoto lens, like, maybe get a zoom lens, like a 70 to 300 or even more, whatever you feel might be kind of in the budget or what you want. Or you can also look at, well, I don't really feel I want more zoom, maybe I just want better images. Then you can consider maybe like a prime lens, like a 50 millimeter prime. So my tip is really use what data or what information you have now on your current photos, and just take a moment and see where you're finding that zoom range that you're using, and just ask yourself, where do you want to go from there? Do you want to improve upon that zoom range, maybe a better lens than that, or do you want to go a different direction? Do you want to go wider than that, or do you want to go closer to that, and then consider a telephoto? So kind of pretty basic stuff, but I do get asked that a lot, and that's my tip of the week.
And remember, you can never have too many lenses.
That's, true.
It's true.
Yeah.
Camera bags, tripods, and lenses. You can never have too many.
Nope. Just keep going.
All right, I'll try not to drop anything, but my tip is about macro photography in a quick and kind of relatively inexpensive way to get into macro photography, and that's this thing. These are called extension tubes, and what they do is turn any lens from a general purpose lens into a close focus lens. It's probably not macro, which is 1-to-1 reproduction, but it'll get you able to focus a lot more closer. Yeah. English is hard today. And then you can get more magnification in the image, and the image becomes larger. So these are a lot less expensive than a dedicated macro lens, and they work with every lens. So what they let you do is put it on your lens. Here, I'll show you real quick. That's why I brought this camera. And you put this on the camera, put the lens on that, and now this lens can focus really close. It also only focuses really close, so I couldn't focus from here to the camera on the tripod recording this, but I can focus on my keyboard here really, really close. So that's my super quick tip. I suggest if you want to try it out, come in the store and see if we've got one that fits your camera, and see how you like that close focus thing, because I love it. You did talk last week about macro stuff, and it got me thinking macro, and I love getting close to things. So I don't have any snails.
It's a great substitute, over buying a very expensive macro lens.
So these are usually under $100. Macro lenses are anywhere from $800 to $1,500 to $2,000. $1,500 to $2,000.
I didn't think it'd be,
Yeah. So there you go. That's the tip of the week. So that wraps up this part of things for today. This episode number 4, and Vinny will take us away.
Yeah, thanks for watching, guys. And yeah, as always, feel free to come in the shop, give us a call, say hi. Just check us out on socials, and yeah, go out there and enjoy and take some photos.
And next week's topic, we already have it chosen. We're planning ahead. We're getting organized.
That's right. Yes.
So you want to tell them what it is?
Let's see. I already forgot the bucket list. Yeah. So we're gonna kind of talk about some of our bucket list, favorite locations, or that we've shot or like to shoot. And if you guys have any thoughts and ideas of where you would like to go and shoot, let us know. Shoot us a message and.
So bucket list photos next week, locations and things you want to do. So already thinking. Very cool. Well, thanks so very much, and we'll see you. Oh, let's do this. We'll see you next time.
Thank you. Bye. The darker parts as well as the brighter parts, or the ability to have that.
I just dropped that. Let me put that down and go back like a half a sentence. Sorry.
Oh, I can't. I'm like a fish. I don't remember what I said.